Hello, my name is Janice, and welcome to A Sit at the Table. Today, we're talking about the imposter syndrome. The imposter syndrome is responsible for holding people back from actualizing the best possible version of themselves. I'm going to help you identify 4 ways in which you can find out if you're suffering from the imposter syndrome. If you're suffering from perfectionism, wanting everything to be perfect before you can act or do anything about it, is a way of you understanding and identifying that you're suffering from the imposter syndrome. There is no perfect condition for you to do things. Just do it. Paralysis is also another way of understanding and identifying that you're suffering from the imposter syndrome. If every time you're about to act, you get paralyzed, there's something wrong there. You could have the imposter syndrome. A lot of people don't speak out in meetings because they get paralyzed or they wait for the perfect conditions to speak. People pleasing is another symptom of the imposter syndrome. If you always want people to approve of what you're going to do, if you always are asking for validation from people before you make any decision, you probably are suffering from the imposter syndrome. Procrastination, always waiting for the right moment, is also the same as perfectionism. If you're always procrastinating and deciding to put things off until you're ready, you will never be ready. So the imposter syndrome keeps you in one place because all these 4 things, perfectionism, paralysis, people pleasing, and procrastination, just serve to keep you in one place, and they don't serve your forward moving agenda. So after you identify the imposter syndrome symptoms, here are a few ways that you can move on. Number 1, whenever you feel yourself getting paralyzed or getting into people-pleasing mode or wanting to exhibit perfectionism or just procrastinate, focus on the facts. Ask yourself, is this thing I'm focusing on real? Will it add value to me? And what is the end game for me to do this? So for instance, if you want to speak out in meetings and you feel the imposter syndrome creeping on, think about, why should I speak out in this meeting? Is it to add value to this table? Is it for me to have visibility, to be considered for future promotions? Focusing on the facts helps you act and get rid of the symptoms of imposter syndrome. Number 2, fight the feelings with evidence. For instance, when it comes to speaking out in meetings, has anyone ever been beaten down for speaking out in meetings? Has anyone ever been dressed down or discredited or discounted in a meeting? If not, then that feeling is a false feeling. Go ahead and speak out. Number 3, reframe negative thoughts. We tell ourselves a lot of things. What if people think I don't know? What if somebody has a better idea? Well, you never know unless you speak out. So reframe it with thinking, I'm offering a very different and unique perspective. Perhaps people would like to hear it, and you'd be surprised the results. And finally, number 4, celebrate wins. Remind yourself when you win. Don't wait for a huge victory for you to celebrate. Don't wait for others to celebrate you. Celebrate yourself. You deserve it. I always say to myself, I'm kind of a big deal. And that's how I fight my imposter syndrome. I hope this helps, and I hope to hear from you. Until next week, have a nice week ahead.